Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of what you've been through and what you might still be dealing with even after the relationship has ended, and also different ways to overcome narcissistic abuse. This video is about how narcissists play victim and twist their stories around. Those who've spent time around a narcissist will already know all too well just how confusing they can be, just how confusing your life becomes, slowly losing your own perceptions and reality, how manipulating they are and how they can straight out lie, often believing their own lies, with you believing their lies as they are so convincing in what they do. This is how they play the victim and twist reality. Projection. The narcissist will project any unhealed parts of themselves onto others, as they simply will not and cannot take responsibility for their own actions. They don't like how deep down, and they keep it hidden, they are empty. They need approval and seek attention to fill up their own self-esteem. They are pathologically envious and jealous of those around them. They will fabricate, distort, lie, triangulate and blame shift any of their own wrongdoings onto others. This creates an alternate reality or a false reality in the narcissist's own mind. If they say someone is jealous, they are jealous. If they say someone is cheating, they are cheating. If they say someone is insecure, deep down they are insecure. If they say someone was cruel to them, they were the ones that was cruel to that person. If they say all the exes are crazy, look at the common denominator. They want to pass all their faults onto other people. How to disarm them? Do not give them your sympathy or your empathy. You cannot control what others say and do. You cannot help them. You can give yourself your own reality check, and you can give yourself the empathy that you need and be kind to yourself first. Gaslighting. They will use this as a way to pathologically manipulate others into losing their own reality and taking on the narcissist reality as their own. Another way to escape the true reality of their own by making others believe their false reality, thus them believing their false reality within themselves. How to disarm? If you're still with them, or if they're a family member, write down what was said, and if in doubt, look at it. If you have children that still see them, keep everything via messages or emails so that you have it all in writing. Lies, they are compulsive liars. It's a defense mechanism. Even if you have evidence, they will lie through their teeth to get out of it, find some way to blame others or why it was all your fault. How to disarm? Look at the facts for yourself. If they are barefaced lying with evidence in front of them, remember they cannot accept responsibility. They cannot be accountable. Give yourself the answers that you are looking for. Delusional and denial. A narcissistic person can feel shame for the things they do. However, they don't want to feel this shame, so they project their shame into others by blame shifting to escape accountability and avoid taking on any responsibility. To avoid them feeling any form of emotions like guilt or remorse, it's a coping mechanism. They delude themselves and those around them to avoid any painful emotions, that their own reality is the real reality, even though it isn't. Their reality is often truly seen by them as reality, even at times when it isn't. They tell themselves and others their own reality that much that their own subconscious believes it to be real. They have to create a story in their own heads perceived in the only way they can see it, which, whatever's gone on to them, is always someone else's fault and never their own. The more this goes around their head, the more they believe it to be true, why their stories are so convincing, even when things don't quite add up. How to disarm? Write down what they told you and write down your own reality. How they will tell stories to others. Now, even good people have their limits and can react badly. This is called reactive abuse. This occurs when the victim finally snaps. They might scream or shout in anger, throw insults, or lash out at the actual abusers. Abusers are known to try and provoke and push others for this reaction. And once they have this reaction, they will twist the story around so the real victim becomes the abuser, and the narcissist can then play the victim. This will be used against you forever. Some will even film it and go to the police against you, completely missing out the actual beginning of the story. If you reacted at any point during a domestic violent relationship where they were controlling you and then twisting everything onto you, then you feel as you're to blame whilst they escape all that responsibility and they escape all that accountability. This does not make you a narcissist. This is further manipulation from the narcissist. The key word in this is react. You reacted to someone who knows all your weaknesses so they can turn everything onto you. How to disarm? In the future, communicate. When they're coming at you using all your weaknesses against you, retreat, rethink, and then only respond if you need to do so. Smear campaigns and your character annihilation. You might remember the stories they told you about the exes. They most likely will have not wanted you talking to any of the exes because, of course, they're all crazy. Having empathy, you sympathise with them about just how horrible it is that another person could treat someone so badly. This is what they will be doing to you if you've now broke up. Everything they did to you, any reaction that you gave them will be twisted all into their own reality where they are playing the victim and blaming you for now being the crazy one. They will often leave without closure so that when you call them message, they'll show the new partner, friends and family as evidence that you're stalking them and that they're such a good catch that you want them back. Missing out the part that they just left you and moved straight in with someone new without even explaining anything to you. Missing out any part that they played in the story. If you try to explain to the new partner, they'll have been fed so many lies, just like you once were, that it'll confirm in the new partner's mind that you are trying to split them up. Or they'll triangulate you both so that you both work harder to win them back, play you off against each other. They know you've taken them back before and that you're trauma bonded, so they'll breadcrumb you into believing that you have a chance. They'll be telling the new how bad they feel for leaving you and perhaps they should give you another chance so that you both, without knowing, fight each other to keep hold of a toxic manipulator. How to disarm? Leave them to it. Focus on who you are and who you want to be. Their stories fall apart when you don't look like the crazy ex and you begin to look happier without them. When it comes to the children, some will just up and leave the children, explaining to others how that you will not let them see the children. Others will play so many mind games with the children, fail to see them when they're supposed to, say horrible things to the children, so that you have to choose no contact. They will then blame you to all others for not allowing the children to see them. They will happily drag you into court whilst you lose sleep worrying about it all and the effects that it's having on the children for not seeing them, what happens if they do see them. And it is truly heartbreaking. How to disarm and defend yourself in this is keep as much written evidence on everything as you can. Doctor's reports, hospital visits, psychology reports, messages, emails. Set aside time to deal with court paperwork and then focus the rest of the day on being positive around the children. Observe, don't absorb. When you truly pay attention to the words that fall from a narcissist's mouth, you'll know all these times that you couldn't work out what was happening. They were talking absolute garbage to you. From the backhanded compliments like your hair looks better like that than it did before. I didn't think you'd get that promotion. Congratulations. You look pretty when you have makeup on. To the blame shifting. If you hadn't, I wouldn't. I'm not controlling you. You're trying to control me. If you'd have done what I'd have asked, it wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm like in the morning. You should have left me alone. If you'd have paid more attention to me, I wouldn't have gone elsewhere. To the gaslighting. I didn't tell you because I knew you'd act this way. It's not my fault you're too sensitive. You're crazy, you need help. I never said that. I told you last week, you must be losing your mind. Excuse me. A narcissist cannot accept themselves for who they truly are. They believe they are above all others, they are better than all others, and they are superior. They are either unwilling or unable to see their faults within themselves, so they will make their own reality and do their best to make sure all those around them believe them. They convince themselves of their own reality as fact. They need validation from others to keep their own insecurities and faults deeply hidden. People who've been close with a narcissist get hurt emotionally, psychologically, socially, financially, and sometimes physically. They simply do not care. They will turn whatever they do onto you so they can escape all accountability, so they can lose any shame that they feel. You communicate on a gallon level with empathy, compassion, understanding of others' perceptions, caring, thoughtful and forgiving. They only understand that they are the only person that matters. It's a case of what's yours is mine and what's mine's my own in a narcissist's mind. You look for the middle ground and for compromise. They are not looking for compromise. They are looking to win at all costs to you. As you become less focused on them, you'll become less frustrated. The more you start focusing on you, who you are and who you want to be, the easier life will become. The disorder is on a spectrum, so you might be able to learn how to disarm them and how to best handle yourself around some of them. Some of them they are all manipulative and they do all change and twist reality. But with some, you can make them think, you do have to swallow your pride and ego for it, but you can make them think that something was their idea, and it's awful because it does feel manipulative, but it's an easier lifestyle. You can twist things round so that they believe it's their idea. You can limit your time around them. You can learn that it's a case of, I know they said something, I don't know what they said, so that when you are around them and they're talking, you don't let any of that into your mind, filter it all straight back out. Don't pay attention, you know what they are. And with some narcissists, you can do this, especially if it means cutting off other family members, if you've got to cut that one off. Now with others, there's narcissist sociopaths, there's narcissist psychopaths, there's narcissists that are on the extreme end of the spectrum that the only way you can manage is to go no contact, because when you break free, all hell does break loose. They do try and come at you, and you've just got to focus on you. You've just got to focus on the actions that you need to take care of yourself and who you are, and leave them be, because some will not let up. Some will go all out to try and destroy you. And all you can do is leave that as an outside event and focus on what you can do on the inside to help you and heal you. People have come against all sorts of different narcissistic people, and they have got through it and they have moved forward onto a much happier life. So if you're in that stage right now, keep going, stay strong, because you can get through this. Please do add any advice in the comments, because we are all individuals. What works for one of us doesn't work for another. So what you add in the comment might just help another person get through a similar situation. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.